Hey everybody, this is Jason from jasonscustoms.com, and today I am going to show you how to install the TE2 EZ mod. What you're seeing here is the EZ mod board. You can see it looks very similar to the board that is already installed in your TE2 fight stick from Mad Catz, with a few changes. This is set up to install the Brook Universal Fighting Board easily and quickly in your TE2 with very, very minor modifications required to your stick, so it essentially leaves it stock. This will support the Xbox 360 version, the PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One version. You can see that all the connections on it are set up so that it uses all the stock wiring like I mentioned before. Up here we've got 3 aux panel connections. We've got our Xbox 360 connector, our Xbox One connector, and then this is our PlayStation 4 connector. Additionally, we've got these jumpers here that let you set the 2 buttons on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One stick to either L3, R3, turbo, or touchpad click. Just by putting the jumper in the right position. There's a little indicator here on how to do that. Additionally, it uses all the stock wiring gets connected, and the kit will include all the wires needed to connect here to the Brook Universal Fighting Board. Here's my Xbox One TE2. I've been messing with it so the joystick's out, but for all intents and purposes, the installation that I'm going to show you today is the same as it would be if the joystick was in or not. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and push the front panel button here, and that's going to open the lid. And we'll open that nice and wide and get it out of our way. You'll see that when you open yours, this black cover is probably going to be installed. And that's okay. I took this off because I needed to get to some parts inside during some initial testing, but it's very easy to take off. This will be installed something like that on top of the board. All these wires will be going through. As a matter of fact, here I'll show you exactly how it'll be installed so that you understand. It will be like this. Oops, hold on. All right. It's going to be installed like that. This wire is going to be running down through here. This wire is going to be installed like so. And, well, it's not going to stay because it's not plugged in. And then a joystick wire is going to be going through this side panel as well. It'll be held together with a zip tie, right here. So you'll just clip that zip tie and then undo the screw here and here. And this whole thing will lift up. Once it lifts up, you can disconnect this cable here and the joystick cable. I'll show you some things here that you should take note of. All right, we're gonna get that out of the way. We'll pretend we got that done. All right, so that's out of the way. You will not use this part after we are done with the installation. So set that aside. All right, so we'll have taken this off. This will be sitting here like so, and initially your thing's gonna be up kind of like this with this plugged in. It's gonna be kind of awkward, but it's okay. So with this, we're going to just take this out of the way to make it a little bit easier. This will be plugged in like so on the stock board. All right, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to show you. So as we zoom in, when you see here, we've got the aux panel connector. Right here is where the joystick gets plugged in. You can't see that because I don't have it plugged in. But you'll see this little yellow goop stuff. It's actually like a rubber cement type thing. You're going to actually want to scrape that off with a little screwdriver to break this free, because I guess they were worried that the JST connectors that are designed to click together and stay together wouldn't stay that way, or they were trying to detract from people modifying their sticks. Either way, just kind of peel this back. You can use your fingernail, or you can use your little small flathead screwdriver to kind of get in there and break it free. Just be gentle. You don't have to be super gentle, but be gentle so you don't break the plastic, and just kind of scrape it away. Once you scrape it away, you can actually just kind of grab here in the middle and pull up, and it'll come off. The next thing you're going to want to do is we're going to disconnect this LED connection here. That's what powers up the LED at the front here. Then we're going to disconnect these wires here. That is your start and select button. So we'll get that out of the way. And now we're ready to take the board out almost. The USB connector is actually soldered here on the board underneath. The wires are actually soldered underneath. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this housing off because it's going to make getting this board out a lot easier. To do that, you're going to just grab a Phillips screwdriver, and then there's 4 screws. There's one here, 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 and here. So let's go ahead and take those out. All right, there we go. All right, so that should be good there. Now this should just lift out, just like so. And you'll see that their proprietary USB connector, quick disconnect, is right there. So let's go ahead and just pull that out. Very easy, just kind of sits in. We're gonna set this piece off to the side. Be careful that you don't lose these screws because we do need those again. And now, we'll just get these out of the way. We're ready to take the stock board out. This is very easy. It's 1, 2 screws. So right. And again, don't lose these screws. We do need them. All right. So now we're going to pull this out, and voila. Now that is the stock brain of the Xbox One TE2. Here's what we need to do next. We're actually going to clip these wires here as close to the PCB as possible. That's going to give us maximum length for installation in the EZ Mod board. Now, if you are a little bit more adept at soldering and or have a desoldering iron or desoldering wick, you can desolder them here from the board if you desire. But in the interest of saving time and make this as easy as possible, I'm just going to go ahead and clip them off with a pair of flush cuts. There we go. And now we are free of the old board. We're going to set that aside. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to want to strip a little bit of these wires away, because what I've done on the EZ Mod is I've put this screw terminal here that we can plug them into, and over here on the side, let's see, there we go, you can see it's labeled Y for yellow, B for black, G for green, W for white, and R for red. So let's go ahead and do a little stripping. All right, so now that we got our wires stripped here, we're gonna go ahead and plug them into the EZ Mod board according to the color code, and we're gonna loosen these screw terminals up and just plug them in. All right, so there you go. We got all our wires plugged in. So we're good to go now to install this board and the USB connector back in its place. All right, so to reinstall, it's pretty much the exact reverse of what we did when we removed the old one. Just set the EZ Mod board in place, and these nice little plastic studs are gonna keep it right where we want it. Grab the old hardware and screw it back down into place. And voila, that's done. Now let's go ahead and get this out of the way there. Make ourselves some room. I'm gonna stash these wires away in a couple different spots so we have some places to work. We're gonna go ahead and reconnect the wire for the aux panel to the EZ Mod board here. And the good thing is each one of these uses a different size connector, so you can't accidentally plug the Xbox One into the wrong one and the PlayStation 4 into the wrong one. Okay, so we got that pressed down into place, and yeah, good to go. We'll go ahead and plug our start and select harness in here, like so. Get those wires out of the way. Okay. And then let's go ahead and reinstall our USB connector. This is probably the trickiest part here, is getting this to go back in, because they use these little grooves to hold it, and it's not complex, it's just kind of at a funny angle. There we go. Okay, so we're good to go there. Make sure we're not pinching any wires. And then we're gonna just reinstall the screws as we took them out. So we got the And we'll hook up our LED, like so. Oops, backwards. Hook our LED up, like so. Tuck those wires back under the board. And then we can reconnect our buttons here. And then if I had my joystick installed, it would go right here. Then when you're satisfied with that, we'll move on to the next step.